Right? So they go to the first person, they go, okay, I got this golden ticket, it's going to be great. I'm going to see if I got a winner. I don't know if I do. We won't know until we scratch it off. So they go to the first person. And they say, you probably want to do this, don't you? And the person says, are you crazy? No. And I don't even know why you thought about it. Like, So you scratch it off. But you still got 4, so it's okay. It's still kind of depressing. She thought that person for sure, they were for sure locked. They were coming in. Then you got that crazy person at the office always passing around catalogs. They might be good at this. Right? So you go to a crazy person in the office, the person says, you crazy, I'm not my catalogs. Okay. Scratch them off. Go to the weird neighbor who's always selling something. Scratch them off, they say no. Like, really? Man, I thought this was going to be a lot easier. What, did you go to the 4th person, and your approach isn't very good by now. You go to the 4th person, you probably don't want to do this, do you? Fourth person says, you read my mind. No, I don't. So now you're down to 1 left, and you go, Mom, please, help me not be a loser. Mom's like Shark Tank. She says, piano lessons, I told you that was the last thing. You're not good anymore. So you're a bust. Man, what do you do with a busted lottery ticket? Tear it up. And then you throw it away. So somebody does this in network marketing, and then you go to them and say, hey, I want to talk to you about this network marketing thing. And they go, oh, don't talk to me. I've been there. I've done it. I talk to every person I know. No one wants to join. So they pour gasoline on all the grass around the people because they don't want to take responsibility. They just want to scorch the earth and blame somebody else for their lotto ticket not winning. Now guess why most of you are in this room? One of your 5 said yes. That's why you're here. He said, okay, I'll buy 1 more. Build up a little confidence, get things moving. So here's the reality. Here's the catch to network marketing. People say it's too good to be true. It's not. It's one of the toughest businesses emotionally that you'll ever do in life. Here's the catch. You must endure the temporary loss of social esteem from ignorant people. Uneducated people will think less of you because they do not understand this business model. They just don't. This wasn't what they were taught in school. They were taught, go to school, get good grades, get a job, get a paycheck, get a 401k. How's that working out? Not so good in today's economy. So they know they're unhappy, but they don't know that there's options. We have options for people. So what I'll tell you is network marketing isn't perfect, but it's better. Number 2 is if you're going to do this, decide to be a professional. Decide to go pro. Decide to learn the skills. Decide to do what you need to do in order to be able to succeed in this business. Forget about the money. Focus on you. How good can you become? How talented can you become? Not just in your head, but in practice. How influential can you become? How good of a leader can you become? How strong can you become? How inspiring can you become? How good of an attitude can you develop? How bulletproof can you become? See what I mean? Decide what you're going to do that. Point number 3. The skills aren't hard or learnable, but you need to focus on them. You got to focus on them. There's 7 skills. You know what they are. How many people have read, or listen to the audio. The skills are there. One, finding people to talk to. That's a skill. If you're complaining you don't have people to talk to, you haven't developed that skill. Develop it. Number two, inviting. Inviting people to take a look at your business. Number three, presenting in a way that works but also duplicates. Number four, following up. It takes 4 to 6 exposures for people to say yes. Number five, closing. How to help a person make a decision that they want to make. Not strong arm, not high pressure, but closing. Helping people through the process as a professional. Number six, getting people started effectively. That's where duplication lives. If you're not having duplication, you're not getting people started effectively. And seven, building for events. You guys have over 100,000 people around the world. I'm telling you, one thing that all of you need to work on is building for events. Because next year, every one of you, I'll challenge you right now, every one of you, not counting somebody else on your team, need to have 10 people at this event a year from today. 10 people at this event a year from today. And I'll tell you, if you go from 2,000 to 20,000 in the next 12 months, you'll be one of the biggest stories in network marketing. Everybody will be saying your name. But that means a decision now. That means you got to learn, how am I going to influence 10 people to do it, not counting people on my team. If you have a spouse here, well, they got to go get 10 too. See what I mean? You got to go after it. Learn that skill. Make that thing happen. But I will tell you also, that's the one skill that helped me the most. I'll give you a couple tips on skills. The highest paying skill is getting people to attend events. It'll pay you higher than any other skill. I've done tons of analysis on this, and let me give you a formula. How many people would like to make $100,000 in the next 12 months? I didn't say I was going to give you an easy plan, but I'll give you a plan. Let me give you an event formula, okay? You will earn, on average, approximately $1,000 per person you have in your downline attend an event like this. $1,000 per person per year. For real. $1,000 per person per year. So if you want to make $100,000 in the next year, how many people do you need to have in this next year's event? How many? 100. Now is 100 impossible? No. You got to get 10 people to get 10. You got to get 5 people to get 20. You got to get 20 people to get 5. You got to go get 100, whatever it takes. But if you have 100 people here, guess what? You're going to be right in that number. And if it's not there exactly, right when it happens, give it a little bit of time because it'll get there. Now, if you believed me just now, when I just said that, and most of you didn't, if you believed me, and we switched it around and said, I'll tell you what, the company, you can't use this when you go talk to people, but the company's going to have $1,000 in cash for every person that you're down on at the event. They're going to give it to you on stage. Cash money. Now, if that was real, and you couldn't tell people, listen, come, I'll give you half of it. Couldn't tell people that. How many would you have here? A lot. And there was no limits. That means if you figured out a way to get 1,000 people into this room, they'd give you $1 million cash in $100 bills. Could you figure out a way to put 1,000 people in the room? Yeah. Of course you could. Of course you could. How much training would you need? Not much. When would you start? You'd start promoting this minute, wouldn't you? You'd do calls back to people saying, I need to get your credit card because we got to get you scheduled for next year. Thank you, $1,000. Next call, thank you, $1,000. Would you track it? This is real. This is no joke. This is for real. You figure out a way to put 100 people in the room, you're going to make 100,000 in that next year. I'm not guaranteeing it, but I'm telling you, these numbers hold very, very accurate all over the world, every company I've ever worked with. So, this is what I was good at. This is the only thing that kept me in the business, because I was good at this. I could drag bodies. I could figure out ways. Let's rent a bus and get everybody to go there and watch videos as we go. It'll be fun. Let's get 8 people to a hotel room. Let's we'll go down the street. We won't stay in the fancy hotel. We'll be in the Super 8 down the street. That's fine. We'll be all right. I have people sleeping in vans and sleeping in cars, doing all kinds of stuff to get to an event. People tell me they don't have a babysitter. Please. Come on. Don't have a babysitter. You want to take charge of your life or not? You want to go on an adventure or not? Do you want to have to say pretty much, I don't have a babysitter? Or would you want to say, no, there's no problem, I'll call my nanny. They'll take care of it and they'll cook me a meal and they'll drive me to the airport. Why not? I'm telling you, this is in your control. You got to decide if you're going to do this or not. I'm serious. The other thing that I will tell you, if you want to, people say we don't have a boss. Let me tell you what we do have. We have a boss in network marketing. It's this, our calendar. That's our boss. Show me your calendar, I'll show you the success of your business. Show me how many appointments you've got, how many people you're going to meet with, how many people you're going to talk with, and I'll show you the future of your business. Somebody says, I just can't get anything going. Show me your calendar. They got nothing. It's blank. Oh, I don't have a calendar. I just keep it here. Oh, good. That's a good business plan. Your calendar, telling you. You gonna fill that up or not? And I'll tell you, you know the most amazing thing? How many people have their phones with them right now? I'm going to do an exercise with you right now. I'm going to help you schedule at least one appointment. Right now, ready? With a prospect. I want you to pick a prospect out on your phone, and I want you to just text them, hey, can we get together in the next week? Question mark. And that's it. And then they'll respond, probably, sure. What's up? And then you can say, I got an idea I want to run past you. I'm coming back in town on such and such a day. When can we get together? Right? I promise you, you do that 100 times this weekend, you'll have, your calendar will be absolutely packed. You'll have 30 to 40 appointments easy over the course of the next 30 days. Whoever tells the story the most times wins. It's as simple as that. Texting has become the #1 most effective way to schedule an appointment in network marketing by far, over phone, over anything. Texting has absolutely blown up in effectiveness. It's 400 or 500% more effective in scheduling an appointment than a phone call. Easily. And it feels like cheating. It's like, wow, you got one appointment. Wow, you just got another appointment. Wow, you just got another appointment. Anybody get an appointment yet? Yeah? It's not hard. No problem. Do that 100 times this weekend. Do that 100 times by Sunday. 100 times. Go through your phone and don't prejudge them. If they're not in your business, send them a text. Hey, I'd like to get together. I want to show you something. Coffee? Question mark. Send it. Breakfast? Question mark. Send it. Just get it out there. Fill up that calendar. The next 30 days can totally change your life. This calendar thing is everything. You want to try and manage a group? Manage the calendar. Manage your calendar, manage theirs. Whoever tells the story the most times wins. Whoever tells the story the most times wins. It's a race. Who's going to end up with the biggest percentage of people in the room a year from today? Who's going to have the most growth? Who's going to have the most excitement, enthusiasm, sales, rank advancements, income? The people who take action right now before you leave this room are the people who are going to end up owning it. So, here's what I'm going to tell you. Building a network marketing business is challenging, but it's worth it. Sometimes, at least for me, There have been several days that have turned my life around. One in particular I'll tell you. I was about 3 years into my business, and I was working hard. But I wasn't working smart. I was looking for corners, I was looking for shortcuts, I was looking for all kinds of different things. And I had a little townhouse in Minnesota. I had a little family started. And the townhouse had 7 levels. Each level had 1 room. And all the way up. Bedroom, other bedroom, dining room, kitchen. It was kind of crazy. But back in the day, back then, around 1991 or so, we ran ads in the newspaper a lot to see if people would want to take a look at an opportunity. So that's what we did in Minneapolis. I ended up going to, I think it was a wedding in Nashville, Tennessee. And I ran an ad while I was down there. I got this huge response. I got some people started in my business. So things weren't really going well for me in Minnesota, and I was trying to figure it out. I told you I was kind of tentative. I hadn't decided to go pro yet. And I was behind on my bills. I was behind on all kinds of different things. I was scrambling. I was just, I don't know if any of you understand what I'm saying as far as just feeling desperate, feeling out of control, feeling like you gotta make something happen, otherwise it's gonna get bad. It's gonna get really bad. So I decided I was gonna move down to Nashville for 90 days in the summer and just build down there, get a little apartment, have people in the meeting room, and just run ads with my new people that I have down there and build a team. Didn't have the money to do it, and I kind of left my troubles behind in Minnesota, my bills, my troubles, and everything else. I went down to Nashville. And we had some success down there, enough to kind of keep it going. But I came back, and we came back in 2 cars. My wife was coming back with her sister a day behind me, and I went first. And I got back to our townhouse. And by then, our bank accounts had been shut down, closed. The electricity had been turned off, so I hadn't paid the bill. And it had been about 30 days. And I walked into that house, and everything that was in that freezer and the refrigerator had rotted. And it was the worst smell you could imagine smelling. It was just unbelievably bad. And I went, oh my God, really? I gotta deal with this. So I called my brother. I said, will you come over there? Off the kitchen, there was this little deck that went over our little 1-car garage. So we put the garbage cans down, and we were taking these dripping sacks of rotted meat out of our kitchen, dripping across the floor, and dumping them into the dumpsters below, and gagging while it's happening. And I remember standing. It was in the evening, the sun's going down, I'm standing on the deck after just dumping stuff, and the smell was just terrible. And I just decided, you know what, I'm not living like this anymore. I'm just not. I'm not going to live like this one more day. To be behind on my promises, behind on my bills, behind on my being a man. I don't feel like a man right now. I'm not taking care of my family, I'm just faking it. So I'm going to remember this. And I walked back to the refrigerator, and I opened up the door, and I went, I can smell it today. Because I burned it into my brain that this is going to be a reminder. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to find what I need to do. And within 2 months, I had my breakthrough when I decided to go pro. But I was ready because of that moment. I decided on that day, I'm going to become the person that I need to become. I'm going to do whatever I need to do because I want to be able to not only just take care of ourselves and pay the bills, but I want to be able to take care of my parents like I've been able to retire my parents. I want to be able to give to the causes that are important to me, like the Starkey Hearing Foundation that we give tons of money to that help kids around the world with hearing aids all over the world. amazing people. I want to be able to spend time with the people that I care about and be a little piece of their story, just a little tiny piece. I want not only the stuff, but I want the relationship. I want the purpose and the contribution and the fulfillment and the meaning in life, not just the paycheck. I want to be a person that people will look back and say, he made a difference in my life and helped me go to a different place. That's what I want to do, and I can't do it in this meager, ridiculous existence that I've chosen to live. The one thing I learned is that whatever life you're living right now, you chose it. You chose it. You made an appointment to be there. You made an appointment to be here as part of a choice to make a difference and make a change. I want to tell you that you're worth it, that you're worthy, that you're good enough, that you're strong enough, that you're powerful enough, and don't let anyone ever discourage you in the pursuit of your dreams. Let them say what they want. That's fine. You can't control that. But be that rock in the river, so unmovable, so unstoppable, so unshakable. You tell them I'm going to the top. You're going to see me waving from the top or dead on the side. I'm not coming back. I'm done with this old life. I've shaken it off, and I'm ready to live a new life. Are you with me? It is worth it. I want to tell you, as I finish, that I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for facing your fears. I'm proud of you for getting out of your comfort zone. I'm proud of you for being here, figuring out a way. Some of you had to pull off miracles. Talked to a gentleman over here that had to jump off of an airplane before it was taken off because he knew he needed to be here. You know what I mean? I'm proud of you for doing that. Some of you coming from other countries, figuring it out. From Peru, I'm proud of you. From Mexico, I'm proud of you. Colombia, I'm proud of you. Well done. But I will tell you this. In the next 12 months, there's more to do. There's more work. You've got to get better. You've got to get stronger, faster. You've got to become smart, faster. You've got to become more passionate, faster. You've got to become a better leader, faster. Because as you bring in the next 100,000 and the next 100,000 and the next 100,000, they need someone to look to. They need to look to you. So you can't expect a few leaders to be able to hold this all up. You have to become the leaders. The next generation is going to make it happen. So with that, let me just tell you, ladies and gentlemen, my wish for all of you is that you decide to become network marketing professionals. If you decide to go pro, because it is the strong will of God, live a better life.
I'm living in that 21st century, doing something mean to it, doing better than anybody you ever seen. Do it, screams from the haters, got a nice ring to it. I guess any superhero in this game music, no one man should have all that power. Take it like this.